Hi class, I wanted to go over some shapes with you for your math lesson this week. When we talk about shapes, we are talking about a part of math called geometry. And geometry has everything to do with shapes. So if you go to iReady on your computer and you log in, there'll be 2 lessons for you. The first lesson they'll give you is like just a little review on what shapes that you should know. So let's go over some of those right now. Of course, we have some straight-sided shapes, like this square, 4 equal sides, and it's closed. If we talk about a shape that is not closed, that means a piece of it's missing. Okay, and these are just lines, so a shape is closed up. So when you're drawing shapes, make sure you do that. The next one is the rectangle. So those are, oops, better close it up. Okay, too long, too short. Remember, your rectangle can sit this way or you can move it to go tall. And when we take this rectangle, it's another 4-sided shape, 3, 4. If we take this rectangle and we push it over and make it lean to one side, we will have a rhombus. Okay, a rhombus is another 4-sided shape that is closed up. It has straight sides, but it's tilted. Okay, and lots of people know a rhombus, they call it a diamond, but we call it a rhombus. Okay, another 4-sided shape this is my favorite shape. It's called a trapezoid. Sometimes you'll hear teachers call it a trap. Trapezoid is when you have, it almost looks like a trap. If you had someone walking up here, oh, they fall in, these pieces would fall on top and trap you in. That's how I remember the difference between trapezoid and rhombus. Okay, so it has a short side, a long, and these are both, they're all 4-sided, excuse me. And these 2 sides tilt in like this, okay? If I drew another trapezoid right underneath of it, okay, and I put them together, and I glued them together, I would have what shape? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-sided hexagon. Okay, so those are some straight-sided shapes. Other ones you know, of course, are the triangle. Let me just erase this really quick. Shapes that do not have straight sides. Well, can you remember what those are? Your circle, your oval. Okay, these do not have straight sides, they're curved. Okay, so that's just a little review. Now we're going to go over the work for this week. On page 173, it wants you to draw 3 shapes that are closed and have straight sides. So let's come over here. You can draw yours in the box, but I'm going to draw mine on my whiteboard. 3 shapes that are closed. That means they're all sides are closed. So this has straight sides, right? If I was really trying and I drew straight lines. This is my triangle. Straight sides and closed. Okay, but that's only one. It says to draw 3. Okay. Uh-oh. I have a problem here. My shape has straight sides, but it's not closed, so make sure you close it up. Okay, and I will draw rectangle. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Let's check out the next page. Okay, this page is showing you all different ways to make these shapes. I just want you to see that a triangle can look different. A rectangle can look different. A hexagon can look different. The only rule for hexagon is that it has to have 6 sides. So I want you to pay close attention to this pink one here, and I want you to count them, make sure that it has 6 sides. Okay, but what I really want to look at is this question down here. It's a tricky one. It says, how are triangles, rectangles, and hexagons alike? How are they different? So let's make sure we draw a little triangle. Triangle, okay, a rectangle, and a hexagon. How are they alike? Well, they all have, are they straight or curved sides? Are they all closed? But do they all have the same amount of sides? So think about that, okay, when you're answering that question. And you can write a sentence or you can just talk about it with somebody. You don't have to really write anything there. On the next page, it wants you to try these different little activities here. Go through each one. On this page, page 176, they want you to classify. Do you see that there? Classify. And read the directions. Circle the shapes with 4 sides. Put an X on the green shapes. So what it wants you to do is it wants you to put them into categories or classify them. It means you're finding the ones that have 4 sides and you're circling them. And you're putting them all into one category, 4-sided shapes. Then it wants you to go through and put an X on the green shapes. Okay, so you're putting them into a category, shapes that are green. You could do shapes that are purple. That's a category. Shapes that have 3 sides. Those are all different kinds of categories or classifications you can put things in. Okay, down here, I want to see you draw some really good shapes. Rhombus, trapezoid, and square are all shapes, 4-sided shapes, that have straight sides. So do your best. If you have a ruler or an edge of a book or something straight, use that to help you draw your shapes. Okay, and then this is always a great one. Eve says the shape is a rectangle. Do you agree? Why or why not? So, remember what a rectangle is. A rectangle is a 4-sided shape. Go ahead. Does this have 4 sides? Yes. A rectangle can also have 2 long and 2 short. Does this shape have that? Yes. So could this shape be called a rectangle? I don't know. Tell me what you think. So I want you to do these pages for me. Next week we're going to review. So we're going to do some review pages in here and talk about things we've already learned. Make sure you do your iReady lessons. I can see, excuse me again. I can see who's been working on their iReady online. Do those for me, and there's a practice there. And make sure you, after you do your lessons, you take some time if you can to play the games. All right, that's your math lesson.